Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to make a bracelet out of marbles. This was my first project that I have done for a client before. I've never done this before. I couldn't find any videos on how to make a bracelet out of marbles. So I'm going to show you how I made this. All right, so the tools that you will need is wire, whatever wire you're going to use, either silver, okay, silver, bronze color, or rose gold, and gold. This I purchased in Amazon and it came in 3-pack like this. All right, and again, this is an 18 gauge that I'm using for the marbles. Very sturdy, okay. So I recommend getting the 18 gauge. You will also need plier cutters, or plier cutters, wire cutters, and a needle nose, a round nose thingy, whatever you call this, brain fart. Now, if you've never used the 18 gauge, I recommend that if you practice on a thinner wire, just so you get the gist of how to create the bead cage, because that's what we're going to make. We're going to create a bead cage first. Okay, so it's going to look like this. Okay, and it's 24 gauge that I use. I use this for practice if I'm going to before I use the 18 gauge. Also, I'm going to show you another one that I made just for practice, and these were the small beads. Okay, and this was a 24 gauge. Okay, and this is like a bracelet that I'm making, but this was more of a practice one. Okay, so make sure that before you try something, if you never tried wire wrapping, try to get a thinner wire to give you more practice, so you could get more comfortable before using that. Okay, and you're also going to need some marbles. You could go to the Dollar Tree and get marbles for this project. Okay, it doesn't matter what kind of marbles. Now you can also use like a pearl. Even if it has a hole, you could still use that. This is another one that I've done that has a hole. Okay, so you can use a eye pin for the inside to make it as a loop. I forgot the name of it. Goodness. And then I made a bead cage. Okay. So even if you got beads that has the hole in it, you can even do the same method as well. Okay. So whatever works for you. All right. So what you need is a wire that's 11 inches. Okay. Oh, make sure you measure 11 inches. This is going to be big enough to hold the marble. Okay, so you're gonna get your plier, around nose. Okay, so, and if you could see, and yeah. Okay, so then you're gonna twist it. Okay, so try to have the wire all the way in. Okay, and then you're gonna twist it all the way. Okay, if you can see it. So you're gonna keep twisting it a little more. Okay, so let's twist it. Okay, like that. All right, then when you do that, get your other plier. Of course, I forgot to mention about this one. Okay, because the flat part, you're gonna need to put this in, and you're gonna turn it. Okay, and like I said again, like I only do it a few turns, and then I do the rest by hand because this chips. This is the only reason why I don't like this wire, but this is just something that I was just starting with. Okay, so I'm gonna do it one more time. Okay, so you get enough to, so I could do the rest on my hand. You could do it on your hand, but this is where I'm gonna stop. So now you're gonna go to the other end, and you see how this one's up? You're gonna do this one facing down. I'm gonna curve this one. So let's turn that around. Okay. So we're gonna do the same thing with this one. Alright, and then we are going to turn it. Oops. Okay, so try to get that loop all the way in, okay? And I'm going to turn it. Turn it a few times. Okay. I mean, the hole is not as small as I want it to be, but it's fine. Okay, so once you get a few, okay, and then you're going to turn it the other way. You want to make sure they're both even, okay? So now we're going to do the other end, and I'm going to turn it. So I just want to make sure that this is, there you go. I want to make sure that it's tight. Not much space. So I'm going to use my hands, and I'm going to turn it rather than using a wire. Okay, it's easy to do it, but if your hands get sweaty like mine, because my hands sweat sometimes, you can use a paper towel or a cloth. Okay, so once you do a few turns, then you're going to turn it the other way. Want to make sure that it's even. Okay, so I'm going to turn it 3 times, 2, 3, and then turn it the other end. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, then we're going to turn the other end. 1, 2, and 3. See, now we're almost there. Now we're going to turn it again. 1, 2, and 3. And you could do it 3 turns. Everybody does it differently. This is my method, and this is what works for me. 1, 2, and 3. Turn it the other end. 1, 2, and 3. Now, if it happens, like if you see how it's lifting, it's okay, because you can get the pliers that's flat. I guess you call it flat nose. I'm terrible with the names. Just flatten it out a little bit like that. Okay, and then turn it again. Okay, and then turn the other way. Okay, and as you're getting closer, just take turns. Okay, so once you got them both to the end, okay, let's see. Okay, it's gonna look like that. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's bent, that's okay. So you're gonna get your marble, okay, and you're gonna try to, it's not gonna be perfect, but you're gonna try to stretch this out a little bit. Okay, so you have to play with this. Okay, see, it's not done. So what you're gonna do is on the top part, you're gonna push it down. You're gonna push it down like on this side. There you go. And it's not gonna be perfect, like I said. You're gonna have to keep playing with this. All right, so you're gonna do the same thing up here on this side. You're gonna push it down. Now this, I'm actually going to make a pair of earrings. I am not going to attach this to the bracelet. But if you wanted to make a bracelet out of the marbles, I'm still going to show you how you could do that. Okay. So like I said, you just got to keep fidgeting with the wire. All right. Until you get the look that you want. Okay. So this is what, I'm just going to pinch this back here. All right. So this is, I'm going to keep it like that. I'm happy with this. Okay. Now, the thing that I should have done first is you're going to make a loop. All right. And what you're going to do is you're going to pull this out. And I should have done this first. Normally you would do that first. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lift that up. That's okay. We'll put that back together. I'm going to push this up. You're going to need, I'm sorry. You're going to push this piece up. Okay, not this one. This piece right here, you see? The small one, the small loop. I'm going to pull that. Okay? Then you're going to push it down. Okay, so that's how it's going to look like. All right? Then you're going to do the other side too. All right, so if you can grab it this way, that's fine. But if you can't, you could just do what I just did and lift it. And you're going to pull it. And you see how it's not even fully closed? Just get your wires and you're going to pinch it. Okay. Okay, so depending how it is, you can pinch it. So I'm just going to try to, there you go, like that. Okay? That's how it's going to look like. So you're going to push this back down. And normally I just did it backwards, but you're supposed to pull this top piece out before you put the marble in. But, you know, it's still going to be the same. It's okay. So you're just going to mess with the wire. And this is how it's going to look. Okay? Okay, so I'm going to get this part of the earring. And what you're going to do is going to push it forward like that. I know it's two different golds. I don't know if you can notice. The earring is like gold plated. So, be fine. Yes, baby. Yes, baby. Oh, thank you. Wow. Okay. Now, if you're going to do a bracelet, what you're going to do is you're going to add a ring. Okay, so I'll show you how to make that. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make the coils, and I use the 24 gauge for practice. If you have like a long rod that you can do the coils, that'd be great. Me, because I crocheted, I end up using my crochet needles to create a coil. And that's what helped me the most. If you have a pen, pencil, marker, or whatnot, maybe a pencil might not be so well because it might break off. But a crochet needle, anything that's metal, I would recommend. It's easier to make a coil like this. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you could do that. Okay, so you're going to get the wire and you're going to wrap this around. Okay. So I don't need much wrapping, okay? And with this part, if you can see that's sticking out, what you're gonna do is get your flat nose plier, and you're gonna push it down, okay? Just curve it. There you go. And it gives it that round look, okay? So then you're gonna get your, wire cutters. I can't even talk. And you're gonna, I'm sorry, cut it, okay? Then what we're gonna do is with this part that's sticking out, I'm gonna curve that. And just be careful with the edges. You can get, if you have sandpaper, you can sand the edges because it could be a little pointy. Okay, you don't want the client to get scratched. So this is what's gonna look like, okay? And then we're gonna cut it again, okay? So you're gonna get your wire cutter. Okay, you see where this loop is? Okay, we're gonna cut it right here, like right there, okay? Okay, and then just be careful because this can go flying. Okay, so you see. Okay, so then now we have a ring. So if you're, like I said, if you're gonna make a bracelet, once you make the ring, you're gonna put this in, okay? Then you're gonna get your wires, your pliers. I can't even talk. Okay, and then you're just gonna connect it. Okay. It's not that perfect, but just showing you. And that's what you would do for a bracelet, okay? You're gonna do a loop for each end to make the bracelet. So this is what the earring's gonna look like. Okay, so you're gonna measure 11 inches, okay? All right. Again, 18 gauge. So you're gonna get these pliers, okay? And then you're gonna take this and you're gonna turn it all the way, okay? Okay, that's what you're gonna get. Then you're gonna get your flat nose. I think that's the name. I'm terrible with the names of these. I just started getting into wire wrapping, so don't mind me. Okay, so you just get the wire and try to squeeze it. You don't want too much space, so that's how it's gonna look. Okay, then you're gonna do the other side. So this one's up. With the other one, you're gonna have it facing down, okay? Alright, so let's get this. Sorry if it's blurry. Alright. It's kind of like, if it gets like that, I don't know if you can see it, you just have to get the pliers and flatten it down. Alright, then you're gonna turn it at least twice, 2 or 3 times. Okay. And then you're gonna turn the other side and you're gonna rotate back and forth. The wire that I have, it kind of chips, so I try not to use the pliers as much. I only do it from the beginning and then I do the rest by hand. Okay. And there you go. You have a bead cage. Now I'm going to show you how to create a loop. Okay, so you see this loop right there? You're going to pull that out. Okay, so if you get this wire, see if I can do it. I mean, there's 2 ways to do it. You could do it this way. Okay, see? There's one. And then or you could do it this way where you just push the loop up. Yeah, this way it'll work. Okay. See if I can show you. I just gotta pull it up more straight, actually, and then make sure it's tightened. Okay, so that's how it's gonna look with the loop. Okay, so now we're gonna get the marble. I'm gonna open it just a little bit, and so you have to, like I said, you have to fidget with this thing. Okay, so on either side, what you're gonna do is you're gonna push down, okay? See how it's done for him? See, it's a little crooked, but it's okay. You see on this part, you're gonna push this down. Try to push it down a little bit. The loop is all the way up there. There you go. And you just gotta mess with it a little more. Okay, so I need another loop. I just want it to be secured, so you want to have at least 2 loops around the marble to keep it secured. Or you could do more. It's whatever works for you, whatever you prefer to do. 2, 3. And you just gotta make sure that you have it evenly around the marble. And you want to make sure that it's you know, straight. Well, not straight, as long as it's, you know, you don't want this side all the way up here. Okay, just try to make sure you have it evened out. Okay, you can. So I'm satisfied with this. Okay, so this is how it's gonna look, and you see how it has a loop on the bottom and the top. Okay, might have to pull it a little bit, pull it up a bit. There we go. And there you go. All these jewelry that I have, they're broken pieces of jewelry. They're old, I don't use them, and I just incorporate them in the jewelry that I make. So I'm gonna take that out, and I'm just gonna connect the charm to this. So I believe in reusing items, and that's just me, and that's what I like to do. So if you got any charms, broken charms, jewelry, you could reuse them. See? Use it. So I'm going to show you a few of the earrings that I've made out of that. Okay. I just reuse it. I didn't want to throw it in the trash. Okay. And this bead, I got it from AC Moore. And see how I use the other wire? Very easy. Just reuse. Like if you have any jewelry you don't use, reuse it, you know? More tutorials on how to reuse, ways to reuse your broken jewelry, and for wire wrapping. Like, mind you, I am kind of a beginner with wire wrapping, but you know, when I have ideas that I want to do, I like to give it a try and share. So if you're interested in videos like this for reusing, wire wrapping, comment below, and subscribe as well for more videos like this. Thank you guys.